crank horsepower versus rear wheel horsepower, and why that makes a big difference. We all love horsepower numbers. They're in brochures, ads, spec sheets, but the number you see advertised, that's crank horsepower. It's not the power you actually feel on the road. That number is called rear wheel horsepower, and it's usually a good bit lower. Take the 2024 117. Harley says it makes 105 horsepower at the crank, but when you put it on the dyno, what hits the rear tire around 90 horsepower. That's because power gets lost through the drivetrain, the transmission, the clutch, and the belt. Now, let's compare the 2024 Honda Goldwing. Honda rates the engine at 125 brake horsepower, but when Cycle World ran a DCT model on the dyno, it made only 90 horsepower at the rear wheel. As you heard in the beginning of the video, rear wheel horsepower is the horsepower that you feel. You can make whatever you want to at the crank, but the horsepower that you feel, the horsepower that gets to the pavement, is all that matters. So where do these numbers come from? A dyno, short for dynometer. There are two types. One that measures the engine directly, crank horsepower, and one that measures the power at the wheel, the rear wheel horsepower. So what causes the drop from crank to wheel? It's friction and resistance, the clutch, the transmission, gears, and final drive, whether that's a chain, belt, or a shaft. Here's how each type of final drive stacks up when it comes to power loss. Number one, chain drive. Now, I actually converted one of my belt-driven bikes to a chain drive. The power loss is 1 to 4%. So if you're trying to get more power out of your motor and not have such a parasitic loss between the motor and the rear wheel, you definitely want chain drive. Chain drive is the most efficient. It is high maintenance because you have to replace chains. Now, number two, belt drive. The power loss is 9 to 15%. It's cleaner, it's quieter, but belts, they do break sometimes, but the maintenance of a belt is a lot lower than chain drive, and belts, you find them commonly on your cruisers. And last but not least, shaft drive. The power loss up to 25%, very, very low maintenance, least efficient, and popular in touring bikes like the Goldwing. So the number on the spec sheet is only half the story. If you're tuning your bike, comparing models, or just want to know what you really are putting down to the pavement, rear wheel horsepower is the number to watch.